Hello, my name is Alan Lowe, and I'm the Executive Director of the American Museum of Science and Energy and the K-25 History Center, both part of the AMSE Foundation. Generations of students remember AMSE as the place that stood their hair up thanks to our much-loved Van de Graaff generator. Though field trips are still a mainstay of the museum, school budgets have been greatly reduced over the years, and the pandemic has further reduced the number of kids who can visit us in person. But we're resourceful, and we found other ways to reach audiences here and around the nation. For about a year now, we've been establishing our new membership opportunity called the 117 Society. Members of this society provide essential support for our mission, and that's especially the case with some new educational projects. We've embraced virtual education, providing hands-on classes to schools on the topics of states of matter, electricity, and bees and pollination. Grant funding from our friends at ORNL and Y12 have supported these classes, and we're proud to have reached nearly 700 students to date and to have received an award of excellence for these classes from the Tennessee Association of Museums. To tell you more, I'd like to introduce Linnell Wright, one of our educators, to offer a few details about how the program came together and how it works. Afterwards, educator Corky Witt will give you an educational sample. Linnell?
These virtual classes began with a request from Beaumont Magnet School, a school that over the years has had many field trips to AMSE. Teachers asked us how we could provide a class for their students while our doors were still shut to the public. Thanks to our federal partners, we had stayed at work virtually during our public shutdown. And faced with this request from Beaumont, our educators put their heads together and figured out a great way to teach virtually. Not long after the request, we provided that school AMSE's first virtual classroom, where educators at AMSE were interacting via technology live with students. During the middle of the lockdown, it was really tough and we had no one to show us how to do it, but we put together an excellent class. Afterwards, those classes were refined, fine-tuned, and shown to our phenomenal community partners at ORNL.
And we'd like to thank the Oak Ridge National Lab for the grant that provided the funding for the supplies that you have in your classroom today. I see several queen bees. The teachers are wearing their crowns. Mr. Carney has not got his crown on, but that's okay. I won't be critical.
Working on it.
All right. The king's crown, right? All right, let's get started.
Which in turn gave us much appreciated grants to continue and grow these virtual offerings.
We want to say special thank you to Oak Ridge National Lab. They helped provide your supplies today and helped us to be able to spend time with you today. We're hoping that we'll be able to do that again next year. So
we would love it.
Well over $10,000 has been awarded on the strength of these virtual hands-on classes. States of Matter.
1, 2, 3, dump and stir. Whoa! Volcano, exactly. But this one, look at that. Oh, look.
Electricity.
oh, I love it. There's
Excellent. Look at that. Excellent.
And bees and pollination. In fact, these classes have already been presented to nearly 700 students in Oak Ridge and the surrounding community. Prior to the class, our partnering educator received support videos, curriculum, and several supply kits for students along with a link for the virtual meeting. Teachers are provided instructions for their students, and once logged on, the class begins. The AMSE educator teaching the class has a complete setup to video, hear, and respond to the students and teacher. Students are allowed to ask and interact with the educator within reason. If for some reason there's a glitch in the digital feed, each of the classes are provided with links for video substitutions for the actual class session. Now, I would like to introduce Corky Witt, another AMSE educator who will take us through a brief hands-on portion of our States of Matter class.
Hello, I'm Corky Witt from the American Museum of Science and Energy, and we have an exciting event happening today. We are glad to have Jim and Hannah and Katie being our participants from their respective offices and classrooms. And let's get started with this material. Participants, you have 3 different cups labeled A, B, and C. If you would take the cover off B, let's start with B. It has quite a bit of powder in it, and we're going to investigate. We're going to inquire as students would, with their sense of touch and smell and sight, what they might think this strange powder is. All three of them are safe powders. We wouldn't be doing anything that would be harmful. Obviously, it's science and we're not wanting to have any chemical wastes that are going to be harmful. I want you to use your finger and touch the powder. Touch the powder. And how does it feel? Jim, Hannah, or Katie, how does that feel? Remember, we want you to be in the mindset of an inquiring student.
Well, it feels like powder, a little bit like powder that you would put on a baby, like baby powder for me.
Give me a descriptor of how it feels.
Gritty, Corky.
Like really tiny gritty.
Like tiny gritty, but
All right.
soft.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. The next, let's see if there's any aroma to it. So rather than sticking your nose over a strange substance, it's best to fan the aroma to you. Do you smell any odor to this powder?
It doesn't
really
smell like
don't.
anything.
So put that powder down and let's go to cup C. And let's do our inquiry again. Let's touch this one. How does this one feel? Does it differ than the other one? And if so, how does it differ?
It's real gritty.
It's very gritty. It almost feels like sugar. or
Yeah, I
something.
would agree.
Grainy.
Yeah, just-
Mine feels grainy too. There's more of a crystalline
Yeah, there's-
or grainy. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's try
Kind
our
of a gritty
second.
feel.
I don't notice any odor for this one either. All
No?
right. Let's go to cup number A, or the third one. This one, the first two, I noticed were very white, as white as sugar or salt. Think about that. This one has
This
a little bit
one's
of color.
creamy.
Yeah.
I use my eyes to determine a slightly different color. I'm going to use my finger again, touch this one. Maybe the grain structure, I think, is a little less, but still,
Still pretty grainy.
it's not talcum powder or baby powder soft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do our third.
And Corky,
Kind
Let me
Kind of
appreciate
a mix
odor.
between the two. It's kind of it's not as fine as that one, but it's not as gritty as the other one.
At this point, we're going to combine them. The
Ooh.
glass B that has, or the cup B that has most of the powder in it, I'm going to pour the C cup powder into it, set it aside. All done that. Then I'm going to take the yellowish cup, powder with the yellowish powder in it, and pour it together. All right, I've got a combination of all three of my powders. And your stir stick, which you should have, a straw, hold that, and then carefully blend the three substances together. So you get a fairly well-mixed mixture of this. Okay, I see the yellow kind of blending. All right, 3 mystery powders. Well, I'm going to take the mystery out of it because the first powder, of which there was the most of, is baking soda. Baking soda you have in the kitchen. It helps make cookies rise, the leavening agent. The other white powder is alum. Alum is in the spice section of the grocery store. It's used for making pickles and actually it's also used for cleaning swimming pools, but probably not in this volume. And the third powder was the yellowish cream colored powder, is unflavored gelatin. Those are the three materials that are in the mystery powder. And then you have a cup with a small bottle in it. And this is a mystery liquid. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but as good investigators, we're going to pour it into the cup. I'm going to pour about half of the liquid in there, fill the cup about halfway. All right. Let's fan it for our scent evaluation. And
Don't have to fan
it. This is believe that it's liquid, all right? All right. And you also have a container of food coloring. Mine's red. Jim's is green.
I'm blue.
And
I'm yellow.
Hannah and Katie are excellent. So obviously take the cap off and let's put a good squirt in there. And since mine went to the bottom, I'm going to mix it with the stirring stick.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to pick it back up. I'm going to fan it toward me. Easter just happened. What do you think
Yeah.
that liquid is?
Vinegar.
Vinegar is, in food coloring, is what is used to dye Easter eggs, and the vinegar helps it set the color. All right, we are getting ready for the event. So I have the cup in one hand of powder and the stir stick in the other. And on the count of three, so everybody's poised and ready, stick powder. We're going to pour the majority of the powder in and stir it about 3 or 4 times. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, dump and stir. Whoa. Wow. All right. I think it was a success. Now, all right, stop stirring. Jim, you did a great job. Hannah and Katie did too. Now, with a one-finger touch, tell me how it feels.
Spongy?
That's a great descriptor. I like that. Mine's kind of cold. All right. We have mixed a solid and a liquid, and we've made a gas, right? Gas trapped in a liquid is a special name for it. Your cushions on your sofa, you bounce on it.
Foam?
That stuff. It's
Yeah.
blank rubber.
Foam rubber, yeah.
Foam?
Very good. Foam. So bread, like I said, gas trapped in a solid. Cake is gas trapped in a solid. Shaving cream is gas trapped in a liquid. So we have made foam. So I want students to think about changing states of matter. So we've had a good time here today. You've been great participants mixing the solids with the liquid and forming gas, and that special gas is foam. So I want to thanks for participating today, and we'll see you all again real soon.
We hope you will join the 117 Society. If you're not ready right now to make that commitment, we hope you'll consider giving in some amount, because today we're beginning a drive to raise $12,000 to put these classes into 12 schools across the country. We believe in this program. We believe it makes a true difference in inspiring students and teaching the vital lessons of STEAM. Our classes meet state and national objectives for STEAM education and will encourage a whole new generation of STEAM professionals, which we desperately need for the future. These classes are helping to establish AMSE as a recognized leader of STEAM education here and across the country. Now is your chance to help at any level. You'll see 2 buttons below. One is for 117 Society membership, and the other is to help meet this immediate goal to share AMSE's educational resources here and across the nation. After all, we are the American Museum of Science and Energy. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you soon.